Have you ever marveled at the intense focus of an infant staring intently at something only a few months old? You may wonder, what does your baby see when they look at you? What sounds do they hear? And how much of the world around them are they aware of? Today, we're diving into a fascinating aspect of infant development, the surprising ways their senses help them understand the world. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on our latest videos. And don't forget to give this video a like. Did you know that as babies grow, their sensory perceptions change dramatically? From seeing the unseen to hearing whispers across the room? Here are 5 amazing things your baby senses that you probably didn't realize they could. Seeing the unseen, monkey face discrimination. Can you tell the difference between these two pictures? Maybe you thought they were identical, but to an infant, there's a clear distinction. 6 months, infants can tell apart the faces of different monkeys, just like they can with human faces. It's not just about the big brown eyes and furry faces. They're picking up on subtle differences in facial features that we might not even notice. But this amazing ability starts to fade around 9 months. Why? As they grow older, their brains become more attuned to recognizing familiar human faces. Perhaps because they're spending more time with us than with monkeys. It's like their little brains decide that humans are just more important to figure out. So if you think your baby is obsessed with you, it might be partly because you're the most important face they need to recognize. Hearing beyond borders. Non-native speech sounds. If you speak more than one language at home, you might be surprised to hear your baby seemingly understand sounds from languages they've never heard before. At 6 to 7 months old, their ears are like super receivers, able to pick up and distinguish the subtle differences in sounds, like the rolled R in Spanish or the clicking D in Hindi. But as they get older, say around 10 to 12 months, their focus shifts to the sounds they hear most often, narrowing their phonetic discrimination. It's like their brains make a conscious decision to tune into the sounds that matter most to them right now. A world of light, subtle lighting perception. Ever noticed your baby gazing at a dim nightlight or a candle flame with intense curiosity? Infants have a remarkable ability to perceive subtle changes in lighting that most adults can't detect. In the first few months of life, their eyes are like super sensors, noticing even the tiniest shifts in brightness. But as they grow, this sensitivity seems to fade a bit. By the time they are 5 to 6 months old, their brains are getting used to the lighting conditions in their everyday environment, making them less sensitive to those small brightness changes. The hands speak, sign language perception. Believe it or not, babies can pick up on the subtle differences in hand movements, even if they haven't had any formal training in sign language. At 4 months old, they can tell the difference between the shapes made by different fingers, like the difference between the letter A and the number H in American Sign Language. But as they grow older, around 14 months, their attention shifts to the hand movements they see most often, like those used by their parents or caregivers. It's like they decide to focus on the gestures that matter most to them in their everyday lives. Touch and perception, tactile awareness. Did you know that babies are better at feeling sensations on their bodies than adults are? At 4 months old, they can feel light touches and even the movement of objects across their skin with incredible accuracy. But as they grow, this super sense starts to narrow down. By the time they're 6 months old, their brains are getting better at feeling the sensations they need for everyday movements, like crawling and grabbing toys. This means they're not as sensitive to those tiny touches all over their body anymore. So as you've seen, babies are like little superheroes with their amazing senses. They can see, hear, feel, and even understand hand movements in ways that most adults can't. But these abilities aren't permanent. As they grow, their brains start to focus on the things they use most in their everyday lives. So if you want to make the most of your baby's amazing senses, talk, sing, and play with them as much as possible. This helps them develop the skills they need to learn and grow. And if you found this video interesting, please remember to share it with other parents and caregivers so they can learn about the amazing world of infant senses too. Thank you for watching. Till next time.